Let's have a candid conversation. It's all about me and you. Let's have a candid conversation. No topic is taboo.
Let's have a candid conversation. Talk about the issues that you're facing and the dreams that you're chasing. Dr. Rich got the tools to help you make it. We can talk about it. Let's have a candid conversation.
Let's have a candid conversation. It's all about me and you. Let's have a candid conversation. No topic is taboo.
Now, Pastor, you got condition on your love for me? Or you gonna just let me do what I want to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna do this called a man.
Let's have a candid conversation. No topic is taboo. When I talk to you, oh, it's all about me and you. Let's have a candid conversation. No topic is taboo.
Dr. Rich, welcome back after an extended vacation. I am back with my bossy BFF. What's up, Pastor Rich?
Shalom.
What's up, Pastor R?
Shalom.
Shalom. Listen,
Shalom.
prayerfully you have enjoyed your Sunday, capital S-O-N, lowercase D-A-Y. Started saying that some time ago, a few years ago. But yeah, it's a beautiful Sunday in the neighborhood. And I pray that your life has been blessed thus far. Hopefully and prayerfully, if this is the day that you choose to worship, then you have feasted on the word today. And now you have elected to join me, the real Dr. Rich, for Candid Conversations. It's funny. Pastor R, I have a great topic today. It's really hilarious. Listen, I want to say this as well before we dive into the topic of the day, because this is Candid Conversations where no topic is a taboo. So, yeah, listen, I wanted to say this really quickly. I'm praying for those who are grieving today, those who are in pain today, any type of situation you find yourself in today. If it's not the optimal you, then definitely Dr. Rich is praying for you. I wanted to get that out of the way, do that quick disclaimer, because I am a woman of prayer. Please know that my life has not, nor is it easy now. I've just been graced to walk this thing out. I believe in the Father's promises for me, and you should believe his promises for you as well. So now that that's out of the way, get those preliminaries out of the way. Listen, I want to talk to you about something serious. It's been on my mind for some time. I've been in the lab, meaning the prayer room, been praying and also working on some other projects. But I also want you to listen and check out. I made a post a few days. If you would like to be a part of that, just go ahead and DM me. If you have my personal or private number, you can text me. I have a roster going because I definitely want to continue the mandate and the mission that the Father has for me. And part of that includes and entails helping women to overcome trauma. Yeah, I'm that self-proclaimed mountain mover. I am the quintessential purpose shaker. Before people started talking about purpose, Dr. Rich was already doing that. I think this is my 6th or 7th year all about purpose. Yeah, baby. I've been doing this, been doing it, baby. Listen, this is not to toot my own horn, but if that bothers you, baby, I am tooting my own horn. But I listened to the Father, and He gave it to me years ago to, shake up purpose. He's given all of us purpose. And sometimes we get into the throes of life, and there are life hacks. Life happens. And sometimes we, lose our way or lose our footing, as it were. Thank you for the hearts. Keep them coming. It inspires me to continue. But even if I don't get the hearts, listen, I'm talking about for right now for this live. I'm not talking about on my post, because I'm going to do it whether I'm hearted up or hated. It matters not to Dr. Rich, because I found peace in the Father and in His plans for me. So yeah, go ahead and DM me. I'm going to be relaunching my support group. Yes, there are materials that must be purchased, because I have been credentialed to do this type of support group. And there's an interview process, not necessarily by face to face. That's not what I'm speaking of, but those who credentialed me to do this type of support, there is a questionnaire, and we must vet you, because it is very hard work. It's very challenging. Each year, I do it annually. Most of the times I do it with a colleague. And after we do the interview process, she and we pray and all of that. And we inform the women, because it's only for women, the one that I do. It's the same program, but the way that they have it set up, Pastor R, a man has to spearhead the one for men. It's the same material. However, those who created the group, and they have the materials. They wrote the book. It took them years of prayer, years of consecration, and years to put the material together. There are several books, and it's not very costly. The fees are not very exorbitant. They're minute. I can say that no matter where you find yourself on the income spectrum, you can afford it. But you have to purchase the material. It's a must, because we meet weekly, and it's between 12 and 16 weeks. Most times what I have found is that we're more likely to have to go 16 weeks. Please know that, because if you're interested in a support group, it's 16 weeks long, 1 day a week. And, we can pray about and discuss, what day of the week that is, but it's usually 2 hours, no more than 2.5. These are guidelines that were not set up by myself, but I have to abide by them, because I am credentialed by them to offer this. And I've been doing it since 2016, actually. So I had to, do the program. And then there was a training in Arizona that my colleague and I, signed up for. You remember that, Pastor R? Yeah. You and Mr. Titera, you wanted to send Tracy and I off for that. That was years ago, back in 2016. So I don't know if your mind is really registering with that right now. But anyway, several of the women often bow out because the work is so difficult. Not about grading. That's not what I'm speaking of, but the mental work, because there's a lot that you will have to acknowledge and uncover and face in order to move on to the next chapter. And we talk about these things. We discuss them. So anyway, enough about that. I just wanted to let you know that if you're a woman who still experiences, flashbacks or, foreboding thoughts and, just hindrances because of past trauma, then definitely DM me and let's discuss this support group, because I would love to have you go through it and overcome those Goliaths. I call them mountains. I would love to see you summit your mountain, meaning you get on it and you mount the mountain, you conquer it. It's no longer a challenge for you. I mean, you may have your days, but for the most part, you're able to move through life without, the woe is me or blaming people or looking for fault, but you're accountable and you move through life that way. So yeah. And I still have my coaching and mentoring aside from that. Confident Woman Coaching and C. Denise Ministries mentoring program. So I won't be putting a lot more out about that because I'm noticing, and you could say what you want even in the live, but I've noticed that a lot of women are, seeing my concepts and trying to mold them into their own. And people may say, well, don't worry about it. Yeah. Plus, it doesn't need to be out that much. If you're interested, you know what to do. Let's get the work done. That's what Dr. Rich says. Let's get it done. Let's get it moving. There is room for everyone. I even share my colleagues, some of my colleagues who do similar work to myself. I share their work on my page, Pastor R. So definitely wouldn't mind, having you to know about it, but it's not worth me just shared word of mouth after you have, tried it and to see, what is this with Dr. Rich? What I have done and the mentoring programs that I've done throughout the years have helped to develop me so that I don't have to go and copy and paste or memorize somebody else's work to pass it off as mine. Okay, enough of that. So today on Candid Conversations, Pastor R, I want to discuss, because no topic is taboo, I want to discuss if you don't speak to me, don't speak to my spouse. More importantly, if you don't talk to me, don't talk to my husband. What do you think about that? I got so much to say on that topic. Trust me. And listen, if you're a married woman, this is going to help you. I want to hear what you have to say, but definitely listen, Dr. Rich has a lot to say in this short amount of time. And if you're unmarried but single, and maybe you call yourself in a relationship, you're still single. I mean, I don't want to argue about it. Call it what you want. You're still single. You're in a relationship, but you're single. I mean, that's just what it is. So what do you think about that, Pastor R? If you don't speak to my husband, don't. If you don't talk to me, don't talk to my husband.
It all is based on what they want to talk.
Talk up, sweetie.
It's all based on what they can talk about.
No. What I'm talking about, it has nothing to do with what we're talking about. It's just there are even T-shirts out here about that. It doesn't matter to some women. It does not matter. It does not. What we're talking about. I'm going to be loud. I was loud in the regular. Okay, so. About it doesn't matter. You don't have to be flirting with my husband. This is what some women are saying. You don't have to be flirting with him. You don't have to be doing any of that. The point is you're talking to him and you're being very remiss or petty towards me. So that's the issue. So I don't want you to take that narrative. I want you to expound a little bit. I mean, I told you a few moments ago, and I brought this up to you before, that's what women are talking about. You're saying it depends on the conversation. To some women, it doesn't matter. And to some men, it doesn't matter. They don't want you stepping to their wives, talking to their wives about directions, right, talking to their wives about whether or not they're happy in their union. Some men feel that way, but I was really want to talk about it with the wives. Leah, come here and read the comments for me, sweetie. Right. So that's what's going on. So do you have any comments, or do you want me to just keep talking? Okay, so I'm waiting on him. You can stand right there and see if you see. Okay, he's giving it to you, Leah.
It's all based on what they're talking about.
You just said that.
And
you're being a little bit. I don't want to call you boring, but you're a little bit off key today. I mean, I'm hyped.
Depends on what they're talking about. That's all I'm saying.
So you're saying the same thing over what you just said.
What they talked about. You said.
Okay, come on, Leah.
Maddie Smith says, hello, family.
Okay, get down to the comments. Hey, Maddie, go on down. There's Robin Williamson. That's who I want to hear the comment from. And so I can keep going.
Hey, beautiful. It's been a long time. Shouldn't have left you without Adobe. LOL.
Hey, you right, Robin. I miss you, sweetie. I'm going to be up that way. And as soon as I make plans, And congratulations to you, Robin. Congratulations on your new home and everything. I think you're doing some new things. The Father is doing some new things in your life as far as your career is, as well. I mean, I know you were a super dope educator, ELA, English language arts, as well as English as a second language, ESL. That's what you do. So congratulations. There's another comment. Give me a minute to read it. Thank you all for the hearts. Keep them coming. So here's the thing. If you're married, let me just give you my because Pastor R is being really dry. I mean, really, I don't understand what's going on with him today. He's telling me I'm loud, but he's dry. So okay, we can remedy both of them, or maybe not. That's a little laugh for you all, but this is real life for us. So here's the thing. I don't know if you all, any of you, this is a little bit of my personal business. And Pastor R hates this, but I have to make it work, and I have to make it do what it do, baby. Like the late Ray Charles would say. So I watch here and there periodically. I don't do any recordings or anything like that. Not that it matters, but just a little FYI about Dr. Rich. Sometimes, if I can catch it, I may watch The Real Housewives. Not all of them, just here and there. But on one episode of, I don't know which one of them, but I don't get paid to advertise for them. Not that they need it, but one of them, I think it was Kenya. Her husband, put her in place. He would call her Ken, and the other housewives made fun of her. If you watch The Housewives, you'll know what episode I'm referencing. So what it is, the other housewives felt like her husband should always stand in solidarity with her. They were coming at her in a certain way, and her husband actually, and some of the women didn't even talk to her, didn't have a relationship with her, and they were teasing because of how her husband interacted with her. So what are you saying, Dr. Rich? What I am saying is, I tend to stand with, I think Kenya now is either divorced or heading towards divorce from her husband, Mr. Daly. But to be honest, I stood with Mr. Daly to a certain extent. I feel like, there were times when, even though women chose not to have a relationship with Kenya, what's wrong with being cordial? You all know that that's one of my favorite songs. Leah Camille usually puts it on for me. I mean, I do. I don't listen to a lot of rap, but when I heard that from two of my daughters, they were being petty. I ministered at a funeral, and the looks that I had, they could have killed me if looks could kill. That's what it was. And so, I got time today. He said, we can get gangster, we can keep it cordial. How you want to do it? Dr. Rich really don't like to go that way because I'm a peaceful and peaceable woman. But I mean, it's like this. If a woman chooses to ignore me and not have a relationship with me, and I see it all the time, always up in my husband's face, have at it. When it all boils down, he's my husband. Please know this. And 9 times out of 10, because I'm not an insecure woman, and that bothers some women, so confident. And sometimes your confidence will bother women. But a woman like me is going to always applaud you, baby. I love your confidence. It doesn't have to be confidence like mine. It don't have to look a thing like mine. But if you're confident, what that lets me know is that you're unbothered by the next woman. You're unbothered by the digits in her bank account. You're unbothered about whether or not she's had BBLs or tummy tucks or money makeovers. You're unbothered that she puts on makeup on her. You're unbothered. In matter of fact, you cheer her on because that's her. You understand me now? So because I'm that type of chick, have at it, sweetie, even if you don't talk to me. Now, one thing that you must know is I may tell my husband that you don't F with me. Oh, yeah, Dr. Rich is saying that. Yeah, and I'm still saved. My family lives with me. I'm not a cussing woman. I'm not a bragging woman. I don't put my F pace on. I don't talk about the new home that my husband has gifted me for our anniversary. I don't put any of that on social media because that's what I choose not to do. But just because another woman does that does not mean that something's wrong with her. So we nitpick, go barefaced, but you got a head full of weave in your head. Then there are the natural women who wear their hair natural. And then you'll talk about, the women who have their hair permed or wear installs. I mean, baby, if you're so secure, why are you trying to find flaws in somebody else? Just like the women who attack women for going out of state to have their surgeries. If you're confident in your body and who you are, why are you bothered by the next woman? Why? So what are you meaning by all of what you said, Dr. Rich? All I'm meaning is that I'm confident. Talk to him, speak to him. He's married to me. He's not going home with you. You can send the nude pics. You can do all of that because going a little bit further, not only am I confident in myself, I'm confident in my Father. I don't have a beef with you. I don't. So keep speaking to him. Keep talking to him. I don't subscribe to that narrative. You don't talk to my husband, then don't talk to me. Sometimes I really wish I could subscribe to that narrative, but I don't. Speak to him. A whole lot of women don't like me and always up in my husband's face or up in his DMs or up in just whatever they can get in. But I'm the real Dr. Rich. I call him Yah, just like we call him God. That's a title. I believe the word of God that says, never mind. Go on, Leah. I'm going to get my scripture together, but I just twisted a little bit. I used it for my own laughter. But listen, until the end of time, this is what it is, baby girl. So speak to him until, your lips fall off. I mean, keep speaking to him. Maybe he'll say a scripture or you'll see the light, but you'll not get under my skin. Pooh, you'll never get under my skin. That's just how I'm built, babe. But yeah, I don't subscribe to that. I don't subscribe to that. And for the women who do, I would ask you to rethink, because you have so much going for you that you don't even have time for that. But that's the reason that I said I was with Mr. Daly. When Kenya and some others were like, your husband should never do this if they don't talk to you. I mean, who gives a rat's turd? I mean, but like I say, I don't. Everyone isn't where I am, and I get that. But at the same time, I'm not going to bully my husband. I'm not going to. Now, if he chooses, because to be honest with you, he's been called henpecked. He's been called a wimp, and even a female anatomy part that starts with P and it rhymes with wussy. I've heard women call him names because of his love for me and his allegiance to me.
And I think a lot of women have a problem with their husbands because of they know them. They know their husband, and they know how their husbands are promiscuous and like other women. So women are trying to be very careful because they can't trust their spouse or their mate. So women really know who the person is that they're dating or living life with.
Okay, but I'm still saying, Leah, click out of this for me. I'm still saying, though, close. Right. Because to me, even with me saying, if you don't speak, how the woman is not going to do what I say. Just because I say, if you don't talk to you don't talk to me, don't talk to my husband, that's not going to work. She's still going to do what she wants to do. But I will tell you this: if a woman has a real serious problem with me, my husband will make up in his own mind, and you have done that before. If you feel like a woman is attacking me or a threat, you won't deal with it.
Tanisha says she can't hear.
She can't hear me? Oh, really?
She says we can't hear.
Wow. Is everything going?
This is knocked up. I got hearing no here because
So you can't hear me?
Right. Well,
The sound is back now.
Oh, is it back? Maybe it was during the time that it said low battery or something, Leah. I'm not sure.
Right, but we are right on here on our live here.
Okay, so if you all can't hear me, if you don't mind, you can go. What are we on YouTube right now live? What are we on live
YouTube,
right now from
Twitter,
here?
YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook.
Okay, so you can go to YouTube, Twitter, not on mine because I don't have the same connections that Pastor R does, literally. But if I lose you here, go ahead and go to YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, Facebook.
Facebook,
Facebook.
YouTube, and Twitter.
Okay, so read me some of the comments. Thank you all for the hearts and for the laughs as well. I'm so serious though. This is my life. And women watch me. They literally watch me and wonder and try to figure out if this is fake. This is who I am, babe. And I'm telling you, it bothers some women. It's not because I'm the baddest. I don't even have to hype myself up that way. It's just that it's a confidence that you can't give me. And I know I'm twisting scripture but for my own purposes, but the same way the word of God, Yahweh says, the joy that the world couldn't give, they can't take it away. This confidence that I have, you didn't give it to me, so you can't take it. I could snatch a unit off. I could take tracks out and I'm still going to feel confident at the end of the day. But why do I have to prove that to you? If you're not supporting, if you're not one of my mentees, if you're not one of those that I'm coaching, if you're not a part of my support group, what do I have to prove to you? Nothing.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, you don't feel like that. You don't think if a woman don't speak to you, don't speak to me, because I don't think that you operate with that kind of spirit.
Well, you've been married to me long enough. I don't.
Yeah, but if I was a whoremonger then, I'm a whoremonger now, so there's nothing different about.
So you basing it all on being a whoremonger?
Well, if some men like women, and if they ugly in the face but they have pretty feet, that still turn men on. If they can have ugly feet and a pretty face, a man is still attracted because he like women. So some women are very insecure in their relationships, and they walk in doubt and fear of losing something they really don't have, because if they had him really, they wouldn't be walking in fear.
Okay, and I can subscribe to that partially. And the reason I said it is because what if the man you're with, let's say whether you're married or in a relationship, he may not be a whoremonger, but because of past relationships, which again brings me to low self-esteem, lack of confidence. You're going to have a problem. But then too, I think sometimes it's just territorial. Women are just territorial. Now, there's a rule of thumb that I follow. I try to be friendly towards, if I know the husband or knew the guy friend, because if you all are not married, I'm not going to call y'all like y'all married. But if y'all in a relationship and I knew him and I didn't know you, yeah, I'm going to try to get to know you, because see, some women are still in a state of brokenness and low self-esteem. So I don't want you to feel like I'm a threat to you. So I will, but everyone doesn't give me that type of respect. I'm telling you, there are women who text and call my husband and expect him to do things for them like he does for me. Baby, this ain't that. This is not that. But also with that's for my husband to contend with. He needs to let them know, no, I can't do what I do for you. For what I do for my wife, I can't do for you. Thank you all so much for the hearts. But this has been weighing on me for some time. But I don't want women to be, I can't do this for you. I can help you get to that point. That's why I say, get with me. Some of what you see and what I allow you to see on social media, whatever it is, it's real. It's really me. I know there are cliches out here, maxims out here. Well, people only let you see what they want. They're not telling you the truth. Sometimes it is the truth. But let me tell you something. Hear me and hear me clearly. And I'm going to try to be low because he's already been nudging me. Let me say this, and let me do it as a whisper. Let me say this. I don't tell you all the great things in my life that's going on. So for someone to just say, well, everybody's not going to tell you everything about themselves, the negative things. Hell, I tell you some negative things, but it's enough negativity on the feed already, on the timelines. But I will tell you this. We have some amazing intimacy. I don't put that out there. There are several things that are amazing in my life that I choose not to share. So maybe we do all know people who are out here out front, and I know that there are people out here in our lives who we know who are living a lie, and they post it on Facebook. They use Facebook, and it's really fake book. They're posting things that are really not a part of their lives, but that's not for people like me. I don't worry about it. Not where it consumes my life, but just know, I could call out a whole lot of stuff about a lot of people, not an enormous amount of people, but people that I know in real life. But what you see on Dr. Rich's timeline is real. I don't put out on social media about the great grades that my baby girl is making. I don't feel the need. I don't have anything to prove. And that's not to say that people who do are trying to prove something. I'm just talking about me. That's my perspective. For me, it would seem like I'm trying to prove something, because on the flip side of the coin, are we putting out here when our children's hearts are broken because when they have an STI or been exposed to, domestic violence of some sort? We don't put everything out. But let me tell you this, what you do see is real. I love him in real life, in real time. He is my best friend. And I didn't come to the knowledge of that until about 10, 12 years ago. I knew he was my friend, but I used to always just look at my female friends, the women friends whom I knew before him. But I acknowledge him now as my best friend. This man knows more about me than my friends and they know a lot about me. Trust me, they know a lot about me, the good, the bad, and the ugly. But he knows everything. Anything that I could remember that was even, somebody could even bring up remotely, he knows about it. Do you believe that I've shared everything with you, that even the bad, ugly stuff that I wouldn't tell anybody else? Do you believe I've shared those things with you?
No.
Are you serious?
You got some comments, a lot.
Are you serious?
No, I do not. No, I do not.
You are lying. You know I told you.
No.
He's lying.
No.
He knows. Because something I shared with him, I was like, I want to tell the girls this. He's like,
women tell us about that guy that they don't like, but the one they like, they hide him.
Oh, you think it's a guy I like? Well, that may be one thing, but let me get to the comments. Thank you all for joining Candid Conversations with the real Dr. Rich. But seriously, I want you to rethink that. I'm not trying to change your view. If a woman doesn't speak to you but wants to be in your man's face, and I'm saying your man lightly and loosely, it is a small disrespect, because I don't operate like that. Even if I dislike a woman, her husband is friendly towards me. I didn't say he wanted me. That's a whole other Candid Conversations, but he is friendly towards me. He sees the value in knowing me. Then I am definitely going to respect his lady. I'm going to respect her. I am. Even if she's not his wife, I'm going to respect her. I'm going to speak to her. I'm going to acknowledge her. I'm going to try to, not be her friend, because maybe she's not friendly like that. But I'm going to try to be cool with her and try to connect with her. Now, if she rebuffs me a lot, then I'll know that I've tried. But, like I say, I've been married 25 years. And there are women who, I may not say a word ever, but please know there's pillow talk. He lets me know, he tells me, I don't say anything because I'm not bothered by it.
But if you're single and dating, you don't have a right to say too much about what the man is doing. And he don't have a right to say too much to the woman about what she's doing. Now, when we're talking about married or engaged, it's a little bit different. But if you're single and dating, it's just good if you can just respect that man and understand that he has a freedom to date other people as he date you. But if you don't want him to date you as he dates other people, that's another Candid Conversation. You're going to have to step a little bit further into the knowledge of what you all are doing or where you're heading to as endeavoring into a marriage with a
commitment.
Yeah,
because I know we want to say we're committed. I know we want to say we're committed, but
he can date and see.
To be
you can't
honest,
say don't talk to him if you don't talk to me if you're dating him, because you don't have any rights.
Okay, Leah, go ahead with the comments.
We have a lot from all the way from the beginning of the show.
Well, I don't want all the way from the beginning. Just give me 2 or 3 from three or 4 different people. One from each different person that you may have thought.
Richardson says, "Hey, Pooh."
Who?
T. Richardson.
Oh, Lord. You didn't have to read them from T.
She said, "Hey."
Hey, T. Hey, Pooh. Hey, sis.
And everybody is pretty much tickled. Everybody's saying, "I'm too tickled." Wanda Taylor says, "Hi, sissy and brother."
Hey, Evangelist. That's Leah. You know her. She's the one who has the conferences that we go to, and you had when we went way out east.
Cheryl Christ says, "I respect you, but I will ask for a hug from your chocolate drop."
Oh my goodness. Right. And that's Sister Girl. So you'll know when you see Cheryl Cry, just call her Sister Girl. Because that's who she is. Sister Girl, absolutely. Listen, I don't mind you hugging him, any of that. And women who don't even respect me, and some women dislike me, I don't even mind them speaking to him. And if they want to, because he has a hug that he gives women, every other woman other than me. I don't care if they're his biological sisters or his kingdom sisters. There's a certain hug that he gives them. So I know you love me, sister girl. So I don't even have a problem with that. But there are women who dislike me, who will grin in my husband's face, and I don't have a problem with them. But that's something personal for me, because I've done the work. You know, I mean, that could be a potential for him to minister. See, y'all laughing at me, but this is truly who I am. I'm just serious. I mean, I don't know how to make it any plainer. I mean, have you seen me do that? Have there been women who you know later on you have said, Sugar, I saw this, she did such and such and such. Do you talk to her? And I was like, I reached out to her, and then, you know, but have I ever tried to tell you not to talk to these people?
No, we don't have that kind of problem.
We don't. Look, he said that kind of problem. That lets you know that we do have problems. Listen, we make marriage look easy. We have our ups and downs just like anybody else. But the thing about it is, those small things, I don't let them get under my skin. Go ahead, Leah.
She also says you look amazing. And how are you doing on this Resurrection Sunday?
I'm blessed. Who's that? Sister girl said that? Mm-hmm. Thank you, sister girl. Pray for you, girl. Send one up every now and then. I'm doing well.
Robin says, I don't know if I agree completely, because even if you're engaged, you're still not married, technically.
Right. And we get that. We know everybody will not agree with what we say. We just have a different vantage point. And so I'm glad Robin is one who is bold and confident. So Leah, I'm giving you everybody's handle. So Robin, when you see her, she's the plus size porcelain doll.
That sounds really cute.
It is cute, and she's cute. Plus size. See, that's something she didn't get from somebody else. She thought of that concept herself, so that's what she calls herself, and that's what I call her. The plus size.
When I hear that, very delicate.
Yeah, very delicate. But she's look. If you don't come to her wrong, now she'll put you in your place. So here's the thing. I agree with you, Robin, as far to a certain extent, like you said about me. But the reason I agree with my husband more is because we've come to an understanding that at least people who are engaged in our minds and in our perspective, they have made their intentions known. You know, this is like, this is not just my old man, or this is not just my lady, but I intend to marry her. And that's the only reason that we're giving that a little bit more substance, because even the Bible speaks of, you know, planning to marry and an engagement, not in the word engagement, but there is reference to it. So we give that a little bit more credence, you know.
Yeah. And the reason why we said that is because most people...
She said they're still single even though they're engaged. I get that. Right.
And the reason why we share the way that we share is because a lot of it, when it goes in the other direction, it causes psychological damage and it causes more hurt than it helps. So we try to be very careful on how we give wisdom when it comes down to relationship, because when the relationship becomes sexual, it becomes dangerous, you know, and it becomes a more of a mental struggle than becomes a spiritual struggle, because the Bible tells us that the flesh is weak, but the spirit is willing. So we always have to give people wisdom that will help secure that relationship, and that it would also lead that relationship into nuptials. People will become a healthy family representing the kingdom, the bride, and the groom, which is the Messiah.
Right. And so let us say this again. And we know it's going to be an uphill battle trying to get people to understand the way that we minister as well as counsel when it comes down to being in a relationship, but still recognizing that you're single. And see, that's another thing that I like about the plus size porcelain doll. This is her own perspective, but in my words, she realizes just because she's seeing someone or hanging out with someone that she's attracted to and who's attracted to her, she realizes that she's single, and she realizes that she still has the right as a single woman to see other people. Now, when you bring smashing into it, yeah, that's the lingo, and I'm saying the lingo. That's, you know, we know about intimacy and bringing sex. See, when you start smashing, then there's a controlling mechanism that comes into play. That's the danger zone, because you're smashing and you feel like you own this person, or because you're smashing, You did shoot your shot, and now y'all are smashing. So you believe y'all heart ain't gonna laugh. Well, that's what we say. We smashing. You believe that you have a right, even though this person has not said that they're, I'm exclusive to you. And sometimes people, after they smash, do say we're exclusive, but they still out here sneaking. So why do we have to do those things?
And psychologically, the male and the female will think that they are committed to one another,
Absolutely.
such as married people are, and they feel like they can draw certain guidelines and put forth certain restrictions to make that person commit to them. But I'm telling you, those commitments are counterfeit, and that person most definitely is going to sleep with someone else if they get the opportunity, because in that person's mind, I'm not married to you, I'm single, even though that person said, I'm only going to commit myself to you. That's a lie. It's counterfeit.
I believe him. I do. I subscribe to it, not because he's my husband and my pastor, but I subscribe to it because I've seen it. There's nothing new under the sun. We can smash, but without the benefit of true or authentic intentions, we can talk all day about being committed. But if you couldn't contain yourself with me, it ain't because I'm the finest or the sexiest or as in Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion saying, I got that WAP. No, baby, somebody else got a whoppier WAP.
And some people will say this.
Y'all stop laughing at Dr. Rich. I'm just serious. We got to stop that narrative if we really want to grow, because we don't own people because we sleep with them. We don't. That does not make us committed. If you sleep with me, and I know you always say, well, married people do it too. Well, that's a whole other show.
Say that.
Yeah, because they
Some people will say, well, married people cheat too. And listen, and that's true.
It's true.
And that's true. But a wife and a husband that makes their partner accountable for their time and place and events, it's most likely you will know when your spouse is cheating, because behaviors change, attitude changes, response is changing, the closeness and the respect will change, and that will show you that, listen, something is wrong. Something is not right here. You're treating me differently than you used to. So not necessarily saying he's cheating with one person or a female. It could be a male, or something is wrong is changing that affection for you.
Well, let me say this, because what he is saying is actually true, because I can hold him accountable. You know why? Because he made a covenant to me before God and our witnesses. Mm-hmm. Your partner didn't make that same covenant. I'm just being quiet. Let me just be Dr. Rich for a moment, okay? He or she didn't make that covenant. Mm-hmm. So for you to try to hold me accountable, you said me and you, he doesn't have a right, to be honest, to try to bully me into being committed to him. But I have a right, every right, as his wife. Mm-hmm. But if we're just saying, that's what you were really saying, is because you're saying hold accountable because you made a covenant. That's right. And I can do that. But when you're single and in a relationship,
he don't have to answer you.
He really doesn't. He or she.
Why he's home, because you're just
he or she.
Right. She don't have to explain to you why she stayed out so long with her girlfriends, or why did she spend the night away from
or who she was with. She don't really have to. I mean,
be home
if that's the agreement that you all have, that's one thing. But really, you don't have a right to that. I'm going to put a pin in it and let Leah read to me. I think Robin is saying something, and Dr. Melinda. So Robin is the plus size porcelain doll, and you have Dr. Melinda. Hey, Dr. Mel, on here. We're gonna answer a couple of questions. What did the plus size porcelain doll or Dr. Melinda Harper say, Leah?
Well, we have quite a few comments from them. You're single until you're married, from Miss Melinda.
Dr. Melinda.
So Dr. Melinda is saying you're single until you become married. So if that person is fornicating now, they can continue to fornicate with whoever they choose.
We don't subscribe to that.
No one has a right to tell them or to get jealous and what do you sleep with him for? Why did you sleep with her? I'm single, I fornicate, that's what I do. And if you want to stop me,
want to lie about
if you want to stop me from fornicating, we need to draw
We need some
line,
therapy.
like-
We go to couples, or
Right.
we can go to
So-
premarital counseling or things like. But
So
let me say,
grow up.
And-
He's going to sleep around if he's not married
he
to you.
or she.
She's going to sleep around.
Right. Don't just say he.
If you're not married to him. But I'm going to bring the balance always.
Well, look, I get amped
Okay.
about it. Let me say
Go
this.
ahead.
What I want to do is for you to share something before we end Candid Conversations, but I also want to address Dr. Mel. Dr. Mel is actually agreeing with what the plus size porcelain doll said. And the plus size porcelain doll said that whether you're engaged or what have you, if you're unmarried, you're single, no matter if you're say you're engaged or not. So I can see that. I'm not here to argue about that. I just say that we view it a little bit differently because at least some intentions are being made. And it seems like if we're engaged, and I'm not talking about one of these 10-year engagements. That's definitely not what I'm talking about.
No.
No, that's not what we're talking about.
No, like 6 months.
Yeah, year. We're seeing you as being serious about your relationship. As far as I am concerned, if I were not married to him, if a man were engaged, I would not be interested in him. But let me say this, however, if he has been engaged for years, she telling me, well, we've been engaged for 5 years, baby, listen. May the best woman win. Go for what you know. Shoot your shot. I'm gonna shoot mine, or however we gonna do it. And
I'm not the one if it's 5 years.
It's been 5. Yeah, it's a long time for him not to have made his mind up, and he's smashing, and you and him smashing. Y'all going out. And this woman to woman, you trying to confront another woman, baby. Let me help you right now. You all need to share this. This is not Betty. Barbara. This is big. No, ma'am. Let's cut it. Let's cut it right now. Right now. And I'm still an ELA educator. Cut it. Stop getting in these women's DMs and PMs and all of this and trying to contact them and, searching them down and hunting and trying to confront that man who's smashing you and who's selling you lies. That's what he's doing, selling you dreams. It's not real, baby. I don't care how many children you've had together, whether it's 1 or 15. Evidently he's not serious, but you talk to him before you come talking to me, because if you're not married, sweetie, that's a whole other Candid Conversation. I'm going to get into it. I'm going to dig into it, and I'm going to tell you what your friends won't tell you. I'm going to friends won't tell you. Yeah, these friends are smiling your face because they're talking about you and calling you stupid. Yeah, it's a reason why some of us get angry when they're talking to our man and not speaking to us, because number one, he's not our man. He's mine. Okay. And I don't have to tell anybody. They already know it. They know it. I'm not going to confront you, not going to say anything. He should be able to handle himself. He's a grown man. He's not a little boy who needs me to call him and to defend him. Women see him all day long. And if they like what they like my sister girl said, that chocolate drop.
Shoot your shot.
Shoot your shot. That's up to him. I'm not getting your DM. I'm not asking you anything about him. But some of us we talk about Yeshua. We talk about Jesus, but we don't know him and he don't know us. I said it. He don't know us. We could care less about the next woman. But as far as I am concerned, what I am telling you is this. If you're engaged and you've been engaged I'm going to be honest with you. If I was single, I'll say now he has a different saying, and that's where we respect each other. We agree to disagree. But if he's been engaged to you for more than 2 years, baby, Dr. Rich wouldn't care. I mean, I really wouldn't. You could talk all you want to, but you got people out here disrespecting real folks who are really married. I mean, and don't give a flying flip about the marriage or the covenant. But I, on the other hand, am telling you, if I was single, now if you've been engaged for 6 months, a year, man, I mean, I'm gonna tell them to get on. I mean, but for those of you who are inboxing other women, grow up. Sure. Enroll yourself into my support group or my confident woman coaching or my C. Denise Ministries mentoring, because you need help. If you're bold enough to get in another woman's DM to confront her and you're not even married. Now, I'm married to this man and I still wouldn't step to another woman. I'm going to step to him. He knows it. The man better be praying. I will never confront my sister. Leah, come tap this phone. We got a comment over here. We got some comments. But that's real talk. I'm just telling you all. That's real talk from Dr. Rich. That's just who I am.
If you all want to leave some strong comments, go to Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. We have our laptop right here. We can read every comment in real time. And we can also post your image and your comments live on Facebook, YouTube.
You mean from your
and
Facebook
it's-
page, not from mine. You
No,
got to
it
click.
shows up on it shows up on mine. You can
Right,
also
that's what I'm
change it with
saying.
yours. So if you have time, do that as well. But if this is easier for you, just to tune in right here, stick and stay. Dr. Rich is about to finish your song. Thank you for joining us, and remember, it's the month of Ramadan. This is Passover week.
We're observing
and it is
Nisan.
also Easter Day.
Nisan,
Remember.
the beginning of spring, was on the 15th.
Nisan, Aviv, meaning the beginning of the spring. I don't know, a spring. I don't know
Beginning
if
of
you guys
spring,
really
right.
understand Hebrew, but we all are part of the tribe of Judah. So,
I don't want to tell. So,
alaikum shalom.
and thank you, baby girl Leah, because Leah brought it to my attention the other day. She was like, "Mama, it's Pesach. It's Pesach."
Amen.
She says
Right,
it's the
is.
Passover,
Right.
and she's like, "I want to cook this Pesach dinner." And I said, "No." She said, "I want a Pesach dinner." I said, well, "You better cook it." She said, "No, let's get there. Let's get there." Lord, this girl
It's
is
the week
too
of
sweet.
Passover. Passover lasts 1 week.
1 week. But our baby girl brought it up to me. You like
Yeah.
sugar? She knows what she's talking about. She
She's
brought it up to me. Yeah, that's what
She's
you're talking.
smart.
You did. So tell me some of the comments before we get out of here. No commercials today. No commercials. Not that we didn't have any, because I definitely have some commercials from different boutiques and people whom I personally support. And let me tell you, Dr. Rich has supported and brought a lot of business to a lot of people. And no, they don't support me. I mean, I've gotten some people more business than any celebrity would have and could have. I mean, yeah, I've done that. People will see, if Dr. Rich is using them, I want to use her. I'm that girl. I've done it. I'm telling you, I've seen people because of what I have said. They have gone out and spent money with these people. So
Right.
Go ahead, Leah Camille. Share the comments.
Janita McSwain
Who?
said, Janita McSwain says, hello,
Okay,
beautiful.
Janetta McSwain.
Yes.
Dr. Janetta. She's Dr. McSwain. Yeah, okay. Shalom. Hey, Dr. McSwain. Yeah, they made a Lifetime movie from her book, Leah, years ago. Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, that's big. It's big time big. Yeah. Congrats.
And Miss Robin says 5 years.
Plus size porcelain doll.
She says 5 years. I will not. Caps on the wall.
I told you that's how she is. I love it. I know everyone isn't where Robin is, and I'm not trying to, minimize anybody's experience or beliefs. I'm not here to do that. Dr. Rich is keeping it. What's my song, Leah? We can keep it cordial. I'm trying to keep it cordial today, but I do love Robin's stance because people will tell you. Let me tell you something. People, whether it's men or women, will say, well, you have multiple children. Nobody will ever love you and marry you. People will say, you've been abused. You're too broken. No man will ever love you or treat you right. Another lie. Other people say, well, you're kind of thick. You're a big girl. Nobody will ever. Lies. All of those are lies. I fit into each one of those categories, and they are lies. But you have to begin believing in yourself and in your creator. Go ahead, Leah.
And Miss Pamela Ivory says hello.
Oh, hey, Pam. That's my classmate. That's Ivory Boone. That her last name Boone?
Yes.
Yeah, that's my class. What's up, P Boone?
And Chanel Dobbin says, hey, my favorite auntie.
Hey, beautiful. I love you, Chanel.
And D Artistry says, hey, my fave couple.
Hey, babe. She's the one who paints, Leah. You remember all her paintings, Prince, and everybody. We showed you some of her work. We introduced you to her at one of the food truck festivals.
I remember.
Yeah, she's a great artist. Go look her up when we get off the live. You can go back and look at her work. She's been in New York and everywhere. They wanted her work at the Smithsonian, I think, for a display for a week or maybe even a month. But she's making some big moves since you met her. Thank you all. So listen, continue to pray for us. But for you, those of you women who do have the philosophy, not that I'm trying to get you to buy into mine, but if you're going places and you want to be, a little bit better version of yourself, go ahead and subscribe to either my support group or my coaching or my support group, my coaching or my, mentoring program, because you definitely need to stay out of other women's DMs. Definitely. I don't care what it is. Even if it's your husband, I mean, there's a better way. If you're not holding him accountable and he took the vows with you, there's a better way to iron things out. I'm just saying, I'm Dr. Rich, and I'm telling you, you can mess up a lot in your life just the way, and I'm not trying to tell you to pretend to be something you're not, but you don't have to pretend. What I'm saying and how I'm living is not pretending. What you see that I post is real life for me. This is who I am. Again, I don't share everything on social media, and that's a fact, because who are you to know everything about me? But what I put out is real. What I put out is real. You don't put out I'm not going to put out everything. I don't put out everything positive either. Again, and I don't want to be redundant. But I don't put out everything that my baby girl's doing. She's excelling. She's had her senior pictures, and I'm waiting to put those out. I've had them for some time. I mean, I haven't put out her graduation date. I haven't put out her 3.8 or whatever her GPA. I haven't put that out. I haven't put out her ACT scores. Now, we got a little looped with the snow when she was supposed to take the SAT, but it's just a lot of things that I don't put out because I just don't feel like it's necessary. I don't feel like I have to. But not everyone who is posting lies. Some people are out here posting their real life. And my real life is that I love this man and he is my friend. He's not Yeshua. No, and the reason I'm saying that is because I do not like to say, we're not perfect. I get so sick of saying that. And we all know the perfect one is sitting at the right hand of the Father. So I refuse to say that. I don't subscribe to saying that. But what I will say is I know he's not the Savior. So what does that mean, Dr. Rich? It means he's not perfect. I'm not Mary, Mother of God. I'm not Mother Teresa. I'm C. Denise. I'm Dr. Rich, and he knows that. So, yeah, we make mistakes. But what we say, we believe. What we put out to others is what we practice. Also want to invite you, if you're a couple looking for couples premarital or relationship, if you need relationship sessions, we have that. We offer that, right, Pastor R?
Right.
Yeah, we have sessions. So we have a few more slots open right now. We're counseling 2 couples, one a little bit older than we are, and the other couple young enough to be our children. So we do offer those counseling sessions. So get with us if you require counseling. And it's so funny because I was out with our oldest child recently, Pastor R, and she was sharing with the young lady. The young lady was just being quite honest. She was like, well, I'm having these problems in my union. And she's like, my mom, I told you my mom. And the young lady looked at her. She said, I've already reached out to your mom. See, that's the thing. It's confidential. We know how important it is to have confidentiality. We not, Pastor R.
Right.
But see, I have to let that be known sometimes. Just because you may know our children or you may know a family member, we take it very seriously. Because if it were us, and this is not something I just began practicing, this was early on in our marriage. Many of you who know us personally know that we're a blended family. So there would be things that would happen with our children and not biologically mine. And just because they weren't biologically mine didn't mean I would need to run and tell my, the family members different things or my friends. You know that, Pastor R. Right. Unless I really desired prayer, I just didn't do that. That was not something that I just readily did. Just, well, that's not my child. That's not something we know about confidentiality. We don't do that, but we take covenant very seriously. And we offer that. Both of us, yes, we are ordained ministers. We're not trying to push our beliefs, but when we offer counseling, we do use as our foundation the Bible, and then we bring in other resources, to help the couple. We just have to pray about what it is. One couple we're actually counseling, they're not Christians. Not necessarily. They're not. You think about what I'm saying. They're not Christians, but they don't run from, other Christians. So they sought us out. Now, do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, they respect us for who we are and we respect them. They need help and they need premarital counseling. So that's what we give them. We're not pushing denomination on them. So that's what I want you all to know. So whether it's mentoring, whether it's coaching, or whether it's the support group, or whether it's couples, we're here for you. Just DM us. We'll try to set up a time, and we're about to wrap up, but it's been great today with you all. We've enjoyed you. We have thoroughly missed this gathering, but we're back, and I love it.
Right. And I just want to say this to the ladies out there. A lot of men give ladies a lot of excuses on why they can't marry you. If they're complaining about money, being established, no matter what it is in life, you're going to experience some kind of difficulties in life. So you're going to have to work through them together. And I know marriage is not for everybody, right. But let me tell you this. If you're around a group of people, you always hear us say that marriage is not everybody. These people are not kingdom, because marriage is a kingdom principle. Remember that always. There's two kingdoms. There's a kingdom of light and there's a kingdom of darkness. And when it comes down to kingdom principles, everybody's not going to get it, because when you're part of kingdom, you're blessed. And you want to hang around blessed people, because these people are part of this aristocracy. So remember, people who are always complaining about there aren't any good men out there, or if you hear some men saying there aren't any good women out there, that person may be speaking from who they are inside. Because if that woman is not a good woman, she may not feel like that there are any other good women out there.
We're on one accord.
A good man.
That's what I was going to talk about.
He may not be a good man, because there are good men and there are good women out there. And I'm going to tell you this.
You said broken women. I don't mean
and broken women are good women too. Amen. Broken men are good men too. That's why that's why it takes a spiritual man or a spiritual woman to embrace that person who has that brokenness and show them a different way, and to show them that all men are not just out here trying to sell a dream, but there are men out here trying to make dreams come true.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
A man who loves you, he's going to get in there and he's going to not want to be sexually involved with you, but he's going to pick up, some of the broken pieces and to help you put them back together.
Oh, and I just want to speak on that. I mean, he may be attracted to you, but if you're hurting and broken, the main thing on his mind is not going to be smashing. I love that. Right. He may be attracted to you, but he's going to show discipline, because he understands that you need to be healed. He needs to be able to help you. Not that he's your healer, but it even reminds me of, why did I get married? When Jill Scott's character, I forget her name. I don't want to waste time and just be silent. But
you're not wasting time.
No, I mean trying to think, sweetie. I'm saying it'll be silent if I'm just trying to think of her name. So Jill Scott's character, but you were so amazed by him. You were like, look how that sheriff did. You said, sugar, if that was you, I would do that. You said, see, her husband didn't have a mindset to want to get out and walk with his wife. He'd rather criticize her. See, that's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. He may have been interested in Jill Scott's character, sexually. He may have wanted to smash her, but he took his time. He showed restraint and discipline. Yeah, and some men are attracted to big women. That's right. My point is he took time to help to make sure that she was ready.
Right. She was prepared. She
was
repaired.
Repaired. Oh my God, I love that. Okay, so Leah, 2 more comments and we're out of here.
So Venetia Sherry says, sis and a crown, fire and a crown. So I guess you're the queen. We all know.
Okay, I'm trying to see what name you're saying, but I'll look at it later. Okay, keep going.
Venetia Sherry.
Okay, I'll look at it.
And Tanisha Trotter says, you've never needed validation.
Wow. Oh, thank you. That's Mama Pat's daughter. Mama Pat Perry, the one who was a cancer fighter. She had that. That's her baby girl. Yeah, T. We call her T1 and your sister is T2. They used to cheer together. Thank you all so much. Join us right back here for more Candid Conversations. And listen, we're excited about what the Father is doing. But get with us. If any of those we are offering online as well as in person, we can do it. I don't post a lot of that either. I have extensive training. I continue to go for more training to be updated. You know, I don't want to continue to be, use old resources and tools all the time. I'm just saying I'm a continual learner. This is what I do. I continue to learn. I'm always involving myself in trainings to remain abreast and afresh of what's new and what's innovative in counseling and training and therapy. I do that. I don't post all of that. I don't post about my bachelor's, my 2 masters, and my doctor. I don't, but I earned them. Please know I had to write a dissertation. I had to do all of that stuff, but I don't talk about it. But if you need to see my credentials, I have them for those of you who are working with me, but I'm not just posting them on social media just to be posting it. For those who do, it's not an attack. This is not shade. I'm just saying what I personally subscribe to. Doesn't mean it's shady. We can tell when people are being shady, and sometimes we can't because we're still hurting and we think people are throwing shade. But yeah, this is Dr. Rich and Pastor R. Shalom Aleichem.
And thank you for your other comments. I know we didn't get to say all of them out loud, but we
read them out loud. I'll answer them. We'll be answering your comments before the day ends. Blessings to you.
Yeah, when they come on here, I'm able to post them live on the screen. So, all right, thank you. I'm done.
Let's have a candid conversation. It's all about me and you. Conversation. Let's have a candid conversation. No topic is taboo.
Let's have a candid conversation. Talk about the issues that you're facing and the dreams that you're chasing. Dr. Rich got the tools to help you make it. We can talk about it. Let's have a candid conversation.
Let's have a candid conversation. It's all about me and you. Let's have a candid conversation. No topic is taboo.
Now, sorry. You got condition on your love for me? Or you gonna just let me do what I want to do?
Yeah, I'm what dude call a man.
Let's have a candid conversation. No topic is taboo. When I talk to you, oh, it's all about me and you. Let's have a candid conversation. No topic is taboo.